Subscribe, please click the like button, share and subscribe. It's free. Family, let's talk about Colonel Edward Serrero. He's a new ballistic that is being brought to come and clean up what Mangena did, Colonel Mangena. Because the way I see it, he is there to clean up the mess that Colonel Mangena did. There are things that were not asked from this ballistic by Baloyi, which is going to be a serious problem because the defense will not leave no stone unturned. I understand that he is the manager who allocates. He's a lead team manager, allocate, review work that is done there, coaching and all this kind of things that he does there. It means he's the senior. And Mangena supposedly is working under him. So this is the question that I want to understand, or the question that he is going to struggle with, because it's going to come from the defense side. How did Mangena... Oh, first, I think they will ask him, did he know about the bullets that were found in the scene of crime? If the answer is in the negative or positive, okay, say it's in the positive. Then the next question will be, the bullet was tested. And results from the bullets, they will ask him what were the results from that bullet. Because there's no gun now. We're talking the gun is not there. It's only the bullets that were found there that were tested. So, because we know what Mangena said about the bullet. He said he tested the bullet and it was inconclusive. So, the next question should be, okay, fine. The bullet was not inconclusive. But what made Mangena to think of going to get a certain gun because the bullet was not conclusive? So, it was matching no other gun or the gun that Mangena went to fetch. How did he come to that? So, that will be a very crucial question to ask. Fine. Was it Mangena going to fetch the gun? Did he report to him that he was going to fetch the gun? Is that the procedure? Was the gun registered when it came into the laboratory? Where was it kept after being tested? There's a mountain standing in front of this, because what Baloyi was trying to do was fighting the striations, that the striations are there in the bullet. I think he might have made a mistake not asking all the questions, because he knows very well that the defense will come. It's not about the striations. It's about the procedure, because procedure should be followed. Like somebody when he's taking a confession. If the procedures are not followed, the case is dead. Because they are procedure. You have to caution the person accordingly. You have to do all the steps. You don't skip. For him, he will be asked, as a manager or a lead team, is it procedurally to go and get exhibit that is open, is not sealed in the forensic bag? If the answer is we don't accept any exhibit here that is not sealed, red flag again. I think the mountain is too high for him to climb. He's facing really Kilimanjaro here in this case. That is what I understand about what he has tried to explain, brought his qualifications. Even Mangena brought his qualification, but at later stage we realized that Mangena was not an expert, but he was an analyst of this kind of job, analyzing guns, bullets and everything. That was his job. But we were made to understand that he's an expert. There's a time whereby Baloyi stood up and say in court, I think he was warning him, Nisi, that Colonel Mangena must be respected according to his status, that he is a colonel and he is an expert. So it was kind of crazy. But at the end, nobody has apologized that this guy was not what he's been portrayed. Same with Stein, Colonel Stein. The defense was pushed to call him Colonel Stein, Colonel Stein. It really bugs my mind. They care about the status of the person. They don't care about the people who have been put behind bars for absolutely no reason. Because there are questions that the judge should be asking at times when he realized that there was no procedure followed. But he decided, but when the procedure is not followed on the other side, when it's the defense, it's when he opened his big mouth. But on the other side of Baloyi and the witnesses, the only thing that he can do is to help them when they are limping in answering questions, is to help them, wink to them, to give them confidence that I'm with you. That is all the judge knows. Winking and supporting Baloyi and the witnesses whenever they are stumbling with something, when the defense is asking the really crucial questions, and bullying the defense. That's all the judge is doing there. And he is good at it. I'm trying to really figure out about this witness that has come there. We have had they read the qualification and everything. We'll give him a credit for that. No offense with that. It's what he has been trained until tomorrow we start listening to the cross-examination. Then we will see if he will stumble or he will stand by. But another credit that I want to give to this Ballistic, when he was asked about the planted bullet in the scene of crime, he was very professionally in answering that question, because Mangena, the way he answered the question was very stupid. But this one was very professional because he easily stated categorically clear that the bullet was shot from the gun. Let's give him that credit. But the fact that it was planted, he cannot say anything about that because he knows that there is corruption within the police force. He didn't want to enter into that space of saying that cannot happen like Mangena did. But this one was very professional. He was only concentrating on the gun and the bullet. That is where his focus was, not the focus of Mangena. Mangena was biased and he didn't know what he was doing. He was showing lines that are not there. But we are waiting to see what is exactly going to happen tomorrow when Mngomezulu start cross-examining, because this is a long journey to travel, because it will start with Mngomezulu, then go to Mramsipil, because they've got their own, now they are sitting together with the Ballistic, their own Ballistic, and he's guiding them, telling, because he's been listening, taking notes and doing everything. He's going to guide them and tell them the truth. And when they come there, this guy might regret. But what I suppose that is going to happen, we are going to see the Pinky thing that happened with Vodacom. Because Pinky, we all thought that Pinky was going to support the state, only to discover that Pinky was on facts. So we might see the Pinky saga that happened to the state, that Pinky started to tell them that Kelly and the accused number 5 never called each other. There is no link of those numbers in their data. Because this guy cannot risk his profession. Mangena can risk his profession because he's an analyst. He knows that he knows nothing. He learned the job as he goes. That's what he did. But for this guy to go to the university, if all that is true, and come and risk his job for his kids and family, just for Baloyi and all these guys who are busy using brown envelope, I don't think he can take such a thing. I hope he does what Pinky did, to stick in his lane and do what is right. That is all I think that could happen. But otherwise, the guy, Edward Serrero, Colonel Edward Serrero, something like that. So I think he's going to do a lot of answering tomorrow. There's Kilimanjaro waiting in front of him. He has to climb it, he like or not. Because this question, more especially where I want to stick in, it's about how did the gun enter the laboratory? What informed Mangena to go and get the gun there? Because the results when he tested the bullet were inconclusive. There was no pointer to that gun that he can go and fetch it. He said it with his own mouth that there is, because Mshololo asked, if you go back and listen to Mshololo asking Colonel Mangena, the ballistic or the analyst of the guns and bullets, because he's not an expert. I just wanted to say the ballistic expert, but he's not an expert. He did mention that he's not an expert, but he analyzes the guns and bullets. So I'm just curious how this guy is going, because that is the crucial, before they get into a lot of things, they have to know as to how, they have to know the procedure, how they accept exhibits into the laboratory, how they register, because we understand now, this guy, Edward, he is the one who is a manager there, a lead team. It means all the staff is under I think there are departments there. And he is the one who allocates any gun that comes there, any bullet that needs to be tested, he allocates to the crew that is inside there. As far as I know, because Mangena is not an expert, obviously this guy is above him. So it's clear, because he's the one who does coaching and doing everything, allocates the job to each and every individual working in there to do their test and go to the microscope and find out the results and everything. Then at the end, he will double check their job to finalize and see if what they have found, it corresponds with his own findings. So definitely we are waiting to see what is going to happen tomorrow. It's going to be exciting, and we're looking forward to Mngomezulu doing the very good job tomorrow, because it will be heated. But I wish this guy just stick in his lane and just go with his profession, not to listen to all these guys who are busy using brown envelopes in the court. Another thing that I will be watching very closely is the winking of the judge. Once I see the judge winking to him, I will know he is part of the brown envelope, because it's where we pick them up, because the judge cannot hide anything. He forgets that there are cameras there. Family, what do you think about this? What do you think about Edward, which is Colonel Edward, the ballistic that was in today? Do you see the mountain that is standing in front of him? Because he has Kilimanjaro to climb tomorrow. Maybe for the whole week climbing Kilimanjaro. I don't know when he will get to the top of Kilimanjaro and come back down to the ground. But hopefully he's going to do a good job like Pinky did. We all doubted Pinky, but we then realized that Pinky was not working for the state, but he was just giving evidence, he was giving his own testimony according to their data. So it was kind of refreshing. We hope we are going to get the same, because professionals, they must act professional. They must not act like we street people who always come for them and tell them what we see and what. But we'll judge them on the street. That's where we are. Family, what do you think about everything that I went through there? Was everything okay? Hopefully everybody will be waiting to see tomorrow what is going to come. So family, you leave your comment respectfully, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ngiyanithanda nonke ngothando lukaLove. Ngithi kuni bantu bakithi, bravo, bravo, bravo.